We get our word pharmaceutical from the Greek word pharmakeia, which means witchcraft, or this is a glossary, um, similar words. Witchcraft, magic, use of spells and potions of magic, often involving drugs. Definition: employment of drugs for any purpose, sorcery, magic, enchantment, which I find very interesting. And it appears in the Bible twice because the Bible is written in Greek. This is a Greek word. And particularly Revelations 18:23 is interesting if you ever read it. It's about the fall of Babylon, which is like the city that represents the absolute degradation of humanity. There's violence, and it's all going to come to an end. The violence gets thrown down. Harpists, musicians, piper, trumpeters, they're never going to be heard again. No worker of any trade will be found again. Worker of any trade. Sound of a millstone will never be heard again. Light of a lamp shall never shine again. Bridegroom and bride will never be heard again. All because, this is the important passage, your merchants were the world's important people. By your magic spell, all the nations were led astray. Your merchants were the world's most important people. By your magic spell, the nations were led astray. Another interpretation, light of the candle, blah, blah, blah. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Now, where's the pharmakeia word in this? Sorceries. There it is. I click on that word. There you go. Pharmakeia. The use of administering drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts, blah, blah, blah. Idolatry, whatever. Deceptions and seductions of idolatry. Right? The great merchants deceived the nations with poison, administering of poison with sorcery and deceptions and seductions. Right? We've been deceived with, or the Babylon's been deceived with seductions of being poisoned and administered drugs. So how does this, I find this interesting because, how does this apply to me? How does this apply to us? How does this apply to hair loss? The great merchants, Merck, have deceived us with the administration of drugs. Think how they've deceived us. Your hair loss is genetic. It's caused by this hormone, this chemical in your body that you've never heard of. You don't know how we found out it's there. It's called DHT, and that is what's causing your hair loss. Right? It's genetic, and it's some chemical in your body, some random chemical in your body. Genetics, which you've never seen. You don't know what, it's like you have no control over it. That's what's causing your hair loss. These things you have no control over. So you have to take these drugs in order to stop it. Right? Your body is so stupid, it won't send blood to your hair anymore because of genetics or DHT. Right? So you have to put this topical vasodilator on so that your body can your body can stop being so stupid and actually send blood to your hair. Right? Your body is stupid. Hair loss is caused by genetics and DHT. This is the pharmakeia because the reason you're going bald is obvious. We've been enchanted. We can't see the obvious. The reason we're actually going bald. It's right in front of our face every day. We've been enchanted by pharmakeia. It's genetic. Take these drugs. We can't see the obvious anymore. We're under a magic spell. It's obvious. Look around. The reason you're going bald is right in the mirror, right in front of your face. It's right there every day. You can see it. Look at your skull. See how it's shaped. Right? We're missing it. We can't see it because we're under a magic spell. We're taking these potions. We're being tricked into taking poison because we can't see the obvious. Under these spells, we're conditioned from childhood. That's why we can't see the obvious. We can't see the obvious. We've been enchanted. Why can't we see this anymore? Or not anymore. Why can't we see the obvious? Even our kids are showing us, why can't this baby grow hair on her hairline yet? What does she have in common with all the other men in the photos? Right? It's obvious. Look around. We can't see this. We're taking the magic potions. We're deceived. The great merchants have deceived us into taking their magic potions. Right? We can't see the obvious. This is why you're losing hair. Look in the mirror. Look at toddlers. It's obvious. Well, who's growing hair and who's not? It has nothing to do with DHT. Right? These babies don't have DHT problems. This one's mine, by the way. They don't need vasodilators. They don't need the pharmakeia to grow their hair. When they're 4 or 5 years old, they're going to have full hairlines. Right? Every toddler grows out of it. Why? It's obvious. Look at their foreheads. And there are no 5-year-olds with male pattern baldness. None of these babies will take any of the pharmakeia. They've not been deceived. And, well, furthermore, they don't need it. The heads will flatten out and they will grow hair. It's obvious what's going on. Stop being deceived. Snap out of the magic spell. Use your observation. Genetics, DHT, chemicals, it's all deception. We have our observation. That's what we need to rely on. That's how we snap out of this pharmakeia. Right? That's what this channel's about. It's about snapping people out of the deception. And then if you want to know what to do about it, I got a website, unfinished website, hairlossalchemy.com. Check that out, how I think this happens in a man. Right? Why does this happen in a man? I can see why. I'm pretty good idea what's going on with a baby. A lot of prefrontal cortex activity. Maybe there's a lot of prefrontal cortex activity in a man too. I don't know. But it's definitely not DHT. It's definitely not defective body not sending blood to the hair. It's definitely not genetics. That's all pharmakeia.